Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this new edition of the Daily Debate. Tonight we will be talking about President Sisi's address in front of the United Nations General Assembly, 76th session. The General Assembly this time comes under the theme Building Resilience and through hope to recover from COVID-19, rebuild sustainability, respond to the needs of the planet, respect the rights of the people, and revitalize the United Nations. We'll be talking more about this topic, about the UN General Assembly this year and the difference in this year's session from previous sessions. And on this topic, we're glad to be joined here at the studio live by Dr. Mohammed Roshdi, economic and banking expert and lecturer at Cairo University. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to say good evening to you and our audience, and I would like to thank Daily Debate team for this kind invitation today.
Thank you. Always a pleasure having you, sir.
Thank you.
Right. We will first start with this report, President Sisi's address at the 76th UNGA on vaccine equality, SDGs, human rights, and the Palestinian cause. Let's go and check this report.
President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi stressed Egypt's keenness to manufacture the COVID-19 vaccine locally, not just to meet the country's needs, but also to meet the needs of the whole African continent, suffering the most due to the pandemic. This came in his speech at the 76th session of the United Nations General Assembly. President el-Sisi added that Egypt realizes the seriousness of the discrepancy in the paths of economic recovery between countries, according to its ability to provide the necessary numbers of vaccines. The head of state noted that the developed countries control the largest share of the world's production of COVID-19 vaccines. He stressed that all humanity and countries share COVID-19 challenges, no matter how different their levels of development and growth, noting that the African continent suffers the most due to the spread of the pandemic and the lack of availability of vaccines. President el-Sisi also called during his speech for debt relief, especially for African countries, and offering it soft loans to help its development and growth programs. He explained that Egypt has succeeded in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals in various governorates and has reduced the developmental disparity between rural and urban areas. The head of state added that the economic reform policies that Egypt adopted during the past period was beneficial to the most vulnerable groups of society. Regarding the climate change challenge, the president noted that Egypt is well aware of the danger of climate change and is doing its best in this regard before we reach a point from which it is difficult to reverse. He said that Egypt is looking forward to hosting the 27th session of the UN Climate Change Conference of the Parties, COP27. The president also shed light on terrorism that is facing the world, saying that terrorism remains one of the most pressing challenges that face humanity and violates the basic rights of citizens. And on Ethiopia's dam, President el-Sisi stressed the Egyptian government's keenness to respect the right of development and also the respect of Egypt's rights in the Nile water. The president also said that the Middle East is one of the most troubled regions in the world, stressing the importance of the Palestinian cause and the necessity to preserve and strengthen the ceasefire reached last May, calling on the international community to take the necessary measures to improve the lives of the Palestinian people, support UNRWA in its role, and start the reconstruction process in the Gaza Strip.